Hello there, Ray here. We got a brand new snapshot. So this is for 1.14.2 pre-release 1. So we just had the 1.14.1 full release, but they said that they are trying to work on going towards 1.14.2. And they kind of just put that one out to quickly fix a bunch of bugs that were kind of causing a bunch of problems. But with 1.14.2, they're also trying to fix a bunch of major problems that still exist in the game. They also said that they are starting 1.15. And hopefully they'll continue fixing the bugs in 1.14 before going on into 1.15 too much. As we kind of seen this in 1.13, where they started doing a lot of 1.14 new content when there were still a lot of major problems in 1.13. Now in this snapshot, it's mostly bug fixes, but a couple of changes could be seen as feature changes. So don't forget guys, if you see any major bugs, be sure to report them as well as mention them down in the comments. And every Wednesday as well as Friday, we do snapshot testing with the viewers during our Twitch streams. If you guys want to jump on the server with me as we test out these new things, that's every Wednesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just yesterday, we had the Wednesday stream. We actually came across a lot of different weird things, including some major bugs. And sometimes the things that I come across there, I never actually do show in videos. And even if we're not able to make it to the stream, past stream recordings are actually saved on Twitch. Let's get into all the changes with the new snapshot 1.14.2 pre-release 1. They changed the way that raids are spawned in. Now they only ever spawn in fully loaded chunks. So you can see, since they changed it, now the raid has to spawn in really close because our render distance is very low. So that could actually be used to make raid farms a little bit better, since you can kind of determine where the raid will actually be at. They also increased the distance in which the battle can search for raiders from 48 blocks to 64 blocks. So if you go ahead and hit it, it'll ring, and then put out these particles, and they'll give glowing to all the nearby raiders that are within 64 blocks. In the F3 screen here, they added a server-side chunk count. So you check it out in the debug screen. I believe it's this one here, so it shows how many chunks are being counted by the server. You guys were telling me that the bug to do with the lighting wasn't working properly, and they have said they fixed a bug to do with the light source spontaneously not working. So if you guys still notice there being problems with the lighting, be sure to mention it so they get it fixed. One of the project members, Lord Chaotic Wolf, showed me a trick where you can actually get stacked boats as an item stack using a villager trade, and this bug has actually been fixed in this version. So before you upgrade to like 1.14.2, you want to get kind of a rare item, you can get stacked boats from these guys, if you haven't already got some stacked items in version 1.12.0. They fixed a bug to do with mobs being unable to spawn on soul sand. This allows the witch farm that the Protect guys designed to be able to work again, where we have the soul sand and the shifting floors. So if you guys are using those types of witch farms, they should be able to work again. I'm really glad that they fixed this, because not only does this help with farms, but there's a lot of areas like in the nether that has a lot of soul sand, and it wouldn't make sense that there's all this exposed ground but nothing was able to spawn on it. They fixed a really nasty bug where different types of entities as well as villagers and stuff like item frames are actually vanishing from the game. And one of the Protect members, Theoso, was actually working really hard to figure out the reason of this. And they've actually fixed this bug now, so you guys shouldn't have to worry about your villagers just randomly vanishing. Now, one of the new features they added recently is that flame arrows are now able to light unlit campfires. So if I throw a flame arrow, you see the arrow, I picked it up again, but the campfire is now lit. I just got the flame enchantment on there. This is a pretty cool feature, because what you can do is kind of like start a bonfire from a distance, and then you could kind of send out a smoke signal that way as well, like warning of people of like enemies coming or something like that. That's pretty cool. But one of the bugs that they fix is that when you would waterlog a campfire, then you could turn around and light it again while it was still waterlogged by using these flamed arrows. But you can see that has been fixed. So that could be a type of rare you could collect. You can have a campfire that's waterlogged and then just light it and then leave it like that. Definitely something we're going to put on the list of rare items to collect on the Protect server. In the video, we did about 15 major bugs in 1.14. We talked about quite a few different bugs to do with observers not updating properly. One of them was something that we could see here. When we'd actually turn this off, the observer would only go ahead and flicker this for a short period and then not keep making a constant clock. But now you can see it's working as a nice clock again. So I'm really glad they fixed it, because inconsistency to do with redstone over version gets really annoying unless they're trying to fix a major bug. There was a problem with the servers crashing when players would destroy the point of interest of villagers. So like if you destroy their workstation, it would actually cause the game to crash. There was a pretty nasty bug that they just fixed to do with mobs kind of getting their information called twice and kind of duplicating them, which was causing tons of lags when people were running mob farms. Now we noticed a different type of lag that was occurring during our stream, where we were just placing down blocks, building stuff, and I'll put the link down in the description, but it would drop your frames all the way down to like 1 to 5 just by putting down some blocks. And it's only if you put blocks in certain places. It's really strange. I noticed jungle was a really bad spot. So I really hope they fix that bug. Otherwise, just placing the blocks would just everybody in the area go down to like 5 frames per second. In the last snapshot, I talked about how when you use a grindstone on Enchanted Book, it came out with the words Enchanted Book as if you would rename this book over here. And this seemed like a bug, and they went ahead and they did fix it. So now you can see we get just a normal book. That way, every time you do this, you can get your normal books, and then you could just stack them again with all the rest of your books. Iron Golems weren't attacking the player when the player was attacking the villager. You can see now he gets mad. When the dragon was doing his breath attack, he was having it so that he was always ending up at the top of this pillar. And recently there has been some other bugs to do with the dragon that they have fixed. It's good that they fixed this bug, since there was a couple other problems that they had to do with the dragon's attacks that they fixed earlier. The villagers were playing the trading sound multiple times when you would shift click their trades. They fixed it so zombies now have a noise when picking up items again. The beams from the beacon weren't giving off the correct color depending on how close the glass was to the beacon, and you can see now it's the same no matter if it's here or up here. There was a bug that they fixed to do with shulker boxes losing their name that they had. They changed the way that shulker boxes will drop when the player is in creative mode. So before they used to not drop anything, which was a bug. Then they made them so that all shulker boxes would drop in creative, even ones that are empty. And now they changed it so that only empty ones, when broken off, will not drop anything. So if I put something inside of it and break it, you see it will drop. That way players could grab special shulker boxes. Otherwise what you have to do is you'd have to pick block them and get the NBT tag. And you do that by holding control, then the middle mouse button. The Guardian zapping noise was actually playing in a loop, so they fixed it. They fixed it so that the farmer villagers will now once again have a sound when planting crops. You can see the farmers are not very efficient at harvesting or planting crops in general. Like this guy just harvested this one here, but he didn't replant it. Cut sandstone wasn't part of the slab category. So if you look at it with F3 over here, you can see it says hashtag Minecraft slabs. So now they added it to that category. And you can use this like in commands to search for specific blocks. The advancements to do with the beacon weren't being given to the player properly, and they fixed this. Withers were attacking undead mobs, which they shouldn't be, and they went ahead and fixed that. They fixed a bug to do with the trading llamas. When you summon in, they would immediately despawn. So now it's not so annoying to like summon them in using the spawning or the summoning command. They fixed a bug to do with the region files not being closed when they were evicted from the cache. There was problems that parrots were not spawning on grass, and they fixed that bug. Now parrots could also spawn on other blocks, like jungle logs, and the Birdtech guys actually made a parrot farm using this, and hopefully we'll show it to you guys someday. They fixed a problem to do with the Ender Crystals when resummoning the dragon, where the Ender Crystal would kind of come across as being a ghost Ender Crystal. Now for a long time there has been a lot of bugginess to do with Ender Crystals. Sometimes when you move them, they look like they're in the old place and you have to like relog, or sometimes they will go invisible. And even relogging, you won't be able to see them. But if you would like shoot where they were at, then they would still explode on you. It's kind of strange, but this village here on this hill kind of generates a little differently each time I visit it. Here you can see we just have a single house here, as well as a pen. Those are all the changes for 1.14.2 pre-release 1. Let me know which bug you were glad to see be fixed, as well as which bug you would like them to fix next. And if you guys did find this video interesting, be sure to go ahead and show it with a like, as well as share with someone else. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!